Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayan Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udire Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttam Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. So continuing with the discussion on Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 8, Chapter 12, the Mohini Murti Incarnation, bewilders Lord Shiva. Text number 9 onwards. So Lord Shiva is glorifying the Lord. Tvam Brahma Kechit Avyantyut Dharmam Eke Param Sadasato Purusham Paresham Anye Avyanti No Shakti Yutam Param Tvam Kechin Mahapurusham Avyayam Atmatantram. Those who are known as the impulseless Vedantists regard you as the impersonal Brahma. Others, known as the Mimamsaka philosophers, regard you as religion. The Sankhya philosophers regard you as a transcendental person who is beyond Prakriti and Purusha, and who is a controller of even the demigods. The followers of the course of devotional service, known as the Pancharatras, regard you as being endowed with 9 different potencies. And the Patanjala philosophers, the followers of Patanjali Muni, regard you as a supreme independent personality of Godhead, who has no equal or superior. So basically, everybody approaches the Lord with their own level of consciousness. But regardless, everybody approaches the Lord only. Even so, here it is not mentioned, but those who worship the demigods, Krishna says, they worship me in a wrong way, but they worship me. So slowly, one if he comes in contact with the right guru, right person, he can make progress. Naham barayur rishyo na marichi mukhya jananti yad virichitam khalu sattva saragaha yanmayaya mushit chetas ishadatyam arthyadya kimut shashvad abhadra vritaha. O my Lord, I who am considered to be the best of the demigods, and Lord Brahma and the great rishis headed by Marichi are born of the mode of goodness. Nonetheless, we are bewildered by your illusory energy and cannot understand what this creation is. Aside from us, what is to be said of others, like the demons and human beings who are in the base modes of material nature, Rajagun and Tamogun? How will they know you? So it's so difficult. Even Lord Shiva is saying, for me and Brahmaji to know you, what to speak of others? Actually speaking, even those who are situated in the material mode of goodness cannot understand the position of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. What then is to be said of those who are situated in Rajagun and Tamogun, the base qualities of material nature? How can we even imagine the Supreme Personality of Godhead? There are so many philosophers trying to understand the absolute truth, but since they are situated in the base qualities of material nature and are addicted to so many bad habits, like drinking, meat eating, illicit sex, and gambling, how can they conceive of the Supreme Personality of Godhead? See, even for the people in mode of goodness, it is very difficult. Lord Shiva is saying. So those people who are engaged in these bad habits, they are in baser qualities, Rajagun, Tamogun. How can they even conceive of the Supreme Personality of Godhead? So difficult. For them, it is impossible. For the present day, the Pancharatric Vidhi as enunciated by Narad Muni is the only hope. Srila Rupa Goswami therefore has quoted the following words from Brahma Yamala. Shruti Smriti Purana Adi Pancharatra Vidhim Vina. Devotional service of the Lord that ignores the authorized Vedic literatures like the Upanishads, Puranas, Narad Pancharatra is simply an unnecessary disturbance in society. Those who are very advanced in knowledge and are situated in the mode of goodness follow the Vedic instructions of the Shruti and Smriti and other religious scriptures, including the Pancharatriki Vidhi. Without understanding the Supreme Personality of Godhead in this way, one only creates a disturbance. In this age of Kali, so many gurus have sprung up, and because they do not refer to the Shruti, Smriti, Purana, Trividhi, they're creating a great disturbance in the world in regard to understanding the absolute truth. However, those who follow the Pancharatriki Vidhi under the guidance of a proper spiritual master can understand the absolute truth. It is said, Pancharatrasya Krishnasya Vaktatu Bhagavan Swayam. The Pancharatra system is spoken by the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself, just like Bhagavad Gita. The truth can be understood by one who has taken shelter of the lotus feet of Vasudeva. So, following the Pancharatra system, and which is again spoken by the Supreme Lord himself, one can make gradual progress, and then he can understand the truth. Then, after many, many births and deaths, he who is actually in knowledge surrenders unto me, knowing me to be the cause of all causes and all that is. Such a great soul is very rare. Only those who have surrendered to the lotus feet of Vasudeva can understand the absolute truth. Vasudeva Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojita. By rendering devotional service unto the personality of Godhead Sri Krishna, one immediately acquires causeless knowledge and detachment from the world. Therefore, Vasudeva Bhagavan Sri Krishna personally teaches in Bhagavad Gita, Sarva Dharman Parityaja, abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. And then he says, Bhaktya Mama Vijanati. One can understand the Supreme Personality as he is only by devotional service. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is not properly understood even by Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma, what to speak of others, but he can be understood by the process of Bhakti Yoga. So for others, it's just impossible, as Prabhupada says, those who are in passion and ignorance. But by following the Pancharatriki Vidhi, but following the Bhakti Yoga process, one starts becoming eligible. Maya Asaktamana Partha Yogam Yunjan Madash. If one practices Bhakti Yoga by taking shelter of Vasudeva Krishna, simply by hearing Vasudeva speak about himself, one can understand everything about him. Indeed, one can understand him completely, samagram. Krishna uses asanshayam, samagrama, completely we can understand. Of course, that complete is depending upon our capability, what is complete, not Krishna's glories or qualities. They're never complete. They always increase. But the point is, without Bhakti Yoga, without coming to at least to the mode of goodness, one cannot even think of understanding Krishna. Krishna's roop, Krishna's pastimes, Krishna's qualities. No way. Satvam samihitam madhastiti janmanasham bhute hitam cha jagato bhavabandha moksho vayur yatha vishati kham cha characharakyam sarvam tadatmakat yav gamo avarudantase. My Lord, you are the supreme knowledge personified. You know everything about this creation and its beginning, maintenance, and annihilation. And you know all the endeavors made by the living entities by which they are either implicated in this material world or liberated from it. As the air enters a vast sky and also enters the bodies of all moving and non-moving entities, you are present everywhere, and therefore you are the knower of all. As stated in Brahma Samhita, Eko api rasait Aso Rachaitum Jagadanda Koti. I worship the personality of Godhead Govinda, who by one of his plenary portions enters the existence of every universe and every atomic particle, and thus manifests his infinite energy unlimitedly throughout the material creation. So that's how he knows everything. Not that's all, but this, because he's everywhere. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord who resides in his own realm, Goloka, with Radha, who resembles his own spiritual figure and who embodies the ecstatic potency, Ladini. Their companions are her confidentes, who embody extensions of her bodily form and who are imbued and permeated with ever blissful spiritual rasa. Although Govinda is always present in his abode, Golokeva Nivasati, he is simultaneously present everywhere. Nothing is unknown to him and nothing can be hidden from him. The example given here compares the Lord to the air, which is within the vast sky and within every body, but still is different from everything. So nothing is unknown to him and nothing can be hidden from him. So Shivji is trying to say, you know everything why I'm here. Lord had asked him, why you are here, Shivji? Avatara maya drishta ramamanasya te gunaha so aham tad drishtum ichhami yatte yoshad vapur dhritam. My Lord, I have seen all kinds of incarnations you have exhibited by your transcendental qualities. And now that you have appeared as a beautiful young woman, I wish to see that form of your Lordship. When Lord Shiva approached Lord Vishnu inquired about the purpose for Lord Shiva's coming there. Now Lord Shiva discloses his desire. He wanted to see the recent incarnation of Mohini Murti, which Lord Vishnu had assumed to distribute the nectar generated from the churning of the ocean of milk. See, just like Lord has different qualities and different incarnations, different pastimes, devotees also have different desires. No, Lord Brahma did not approach Vishnu for, I want to see Mohini Murti. Nobody else did, but Lord Shiva, he wanted to see that Mohini Murti form. Now, if the devotee like Lord Shiva wants, Lord Vishnu cannot say no. Yena sammohita daitya payetashyamritam surah tadvidriksha ayatah param kotuhulam hinaha. My Lord, we have come here desiring to see that form of your Lordship which you showed to the demons to captivate them completely and in this way enable the demigods to drink nectar. I'm very eager to see that form. So they all develop different desires, the devotees. Shri Shukvacha, Evam Abhyarthito Vishnur Bhagwan Shulapanina Rahasya Bhava Gambhiram Girisham Pratyabhashata. Shukdev Goswami said, when Lord Vishnu was thus requested by Lord Shiva, who carries a trident in his hand, he smiled with gravity and replied to Lord Shiva as follows. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vishnu, is known as Yogeshwara, Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna. Mystic yogis want to acquire some power by practicing the yoga system, but Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is known as the Supreme Lord of all mystic power. Lord Shiva wanted to see the Mohini Murti, which was captivating the entire world. And Lord Vishnu was gravely thinking of how to captivate Lord Shiva also. Therefore, the word Bhava Gambhiram is used here. The illusory material energy is represented by Durga Devi, who is the wife of Girisha, or Lord Shiva. Durga Devi could not captivate Lord Shiva's mind. But now that Lord Shiva wanted to see Lord Vishnu's feminine form, Lord Vishnu by his mystic power would assume a form that would captivate even Lord Shiva. Therefore, Lord Vishnu was grave and at the same time was smiling. What kind of desire Shivji is having? And only that form, and he would assume a form that would captivate even Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva is known as Dhira. Dhira means one who has full control over all his senses. Of course, Lord Vishnu also does, but Lord Shiva is known for that. But here the Lord is smiling that I'm going to captivate even Lord Shiva. Shri Bhagwan Vacha Kotuhalaya Datyanam Yoshid Veshu Mayadrita Pashyata Surya Karyani Gate Piyush Bhajane. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, when the demons took away the jug of nectar, I assumed the form of a beautiful woman to bewilder them by directly cheating them, and thus to act in the interest of the demigods. When the Supreme Personality of God had assumed the form of a beautiful woman, Mohini Murti, the demons were certainly captivated, but the demigods present were not. In other words, those who maintain a demonic mentality are bewildered by the beauty of a woman. But those who are advanced in Krishna consciousness, or even those on the platform of goodness, are not bewildered. The Supreme Personality of Godhead knew that because Lord Shiva is not an ordinary person. He cannot be bewildered even by the most beautiful women. Cupid himself tried to invoke Lord Shiva's lusty desires in the presence of Parvati, but Lord Shiva was never agitated. Rather, the blazing fire from Lord Shiva's eyes turned Cupid to ashes. So this had happened. Lord Shiva was performing tapasya, and Cupid, Madan, he went there and he wanted to captivate Lord Shiva. So he shot his arrows, and Lord Shiva just opened his third eye, looked at Cupid, and burned him to ashes. So Shivji was not captivated by those, or he was not influenced by those arrows. So that is when Cupid, when he just lost his body, then Brahmaji came and other demigods came. The Shivji, what did you do? We need Cupid. We need this Madan. Because he is an intrinsic part of the creation. But now we have burnt him. Now what to do? So then it was decided that the Cupid would have a body, but not a gross body, just like we do. He will be in a subtle body or different kind of body. So he will not be able to distract those who are really serious. Or he would be able to go everywhere, but he cannot have the body. So that's why he is also called Ananga. Ananga means no anga. He doesn't have any organs. Because Lord Shiva burnt him up. Therefore, Lord Vishnu had to think twice about what kind of beautiful form would bewilder even Lord Shiva. Consequently, he was smiling gravely, as stated in the previous verse. A beautiful woman generally cannot induce Lord Shiva to be lusty, but Lord Vishnu was considering whether there was any form of woman who would enchant him. So it has to be, the beauty has to be at the level of Lord Shiva's. Tatte aham darshayishyami didraksho surasattama kaminam bahumantavyam sankalpa prabhavodayam. O best of the demigods, I shall now show you my form that is very much appreciated by those who are lusty. Since you want to see that form, I shall reveal it in your presence. So Lord Vishnu is pretty much warning him. You are the one who want to see that form. So don't open your third eye, actually. Lord Shiva is desiring to see Lord Vishnu reveal the most attractive and beautiful form of a woman was certainly a joking affair. Lord Shiva knew that he could not be agitated by any so-called beautiful women. The deities may have been bewildered, he thought, but since even the demigods could not be agitated, what to speak of me, who am the best of all the demigods? However, because Lord Shiva wanted to see Lord Vishnu's form as a woman, and Lord Vishnu decided to impersonate a woman and show him a form that would immediately put him in an ocean of lusty desires. So this is just relationship, beautiful relationship between Lord Vishnu and Lord Shiva. In effect, therefore, Lord Vishnu told Lord Shiva, I will show you my form as a woman, but if you become agitated by lusty desires, do not blame me. The attractive features of a woman are appreciated by those who are affected by lusty desires, but those who are above such desires, who are on the platform of Krishna consciousness, are very difficult to bewilder. Nonetheless, by the supreme desire of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, everything can be done. This was to be a test of whether Lord Shiva could remain unagitated. So, test between Lord Shiva's quality of dhira and the quality of beauty of Lord Vishnu. It's a big test. Shri Shukuvach iti bruvano bhagwan tatraiv antardhiyata sarvatascharyan chakshur bhav aste sahomaya. Shukdev Goswami continued. After speaking in this way, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Vishnu immediately disappeared, and Lord Shiva remained there with Uma, looking for him all around with moving eyes. Tato dadarsho pavane varastriyam vichitra pushparuna palvadrume vikridatim kanduk lileya lasad dukul paryas titamba mekhalam. Thereafter, in nice forest nearby, full of trees with reddish pink leaves and varieties of flowers, Lord Shiva saw a beautiful woman playing with a ball. Her hips were covered with a shining sari and ornamented with a belt. So this is another incarnation of the Lord as a beautiful woman. And she was playing with the ball. आवर्तनोद्वर्तन कंपितस्तन प्रकृष्ट हारो भरः पदे पदे प्रभज्यमानाम् एव मध्यतश्चलत् पद प्रवालम नयतीम ततस्ततः. Because the ball was falling down and bouncing up as she played with it, her breast trembled, and because of the weight of those breasts and her heavy flower garlands, her waist appeared to be all but breaking at every step, as her two soft feet, which were reddish like coral, moved here and there. Dikshu Brahmat Kanduka Chapalar Brisham Prodh Vigna Tarayat Lola Lochana Swakarna Vibhrajit Kundala Lola Sat Kapola Neela Neelal Kam Manditanam. The woman's face was decorated by a broad, beautiful, restless eyes which moved as a ball bounced here and there from her hand. The two brilliant earrings on her ears decorated her shining cheeks with bluish reflections, and the hair scattered on her face made her even more beautiful to see. So similar, not pastime of the Lord, but similar incident kind of happened when we read about Mother Devahuti playing on the top of the roof or on the roof of the palace, or when Puranjani, we read about Puranjani, and then he saw this woman coming and playing with the ball. And here also, Lord appeared in that form. But the Lord, when He appears, is really, really beautiful. Shlathad dukulam kabrim chavichutam sannahat sanyayatim bamakarena valguna Vigniti manya karena kandukam vimoyanti jagadatma mayaya. As she played with the ball, the sari covering her body became loose and her hair scattered. She tried to bind her hair with a beautiful left hand. And at the same time, she played with the ball by striking it with her right hand. This was so attractive that the Supreme Lord, by his internal potency, in this way captivated everyone. So you see, here it's not the Mahamaya, that is working, it's a Yogamaya, internal potency. In Bhagavad Gita, it is said, Devihi Esha Gunamahi. The external potency of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is extremely strong. Indeed, everyone is fully captivated by her activities. Lord Shambhu, Shiva, was not to be captivated by the external potency, but because Lord Vishnu wanted to captivate him also. He exhibited his internal potency to act the way that his external potency acts to captivate ordinary living entities. Lord Vishnu can captivate anyone, even such a strong personality as Lord Shambhu. So his Yogamaya potency was working here. And she really captured Lord Shiva. So anyway, we'll stop here. See anybody has any questions or comments? One good part is about Bhagavatam and Prabhupada's description. It clears it up that it was not the Mahamaya that was working on Lord Shiva. Because if we just hear the stories from somebody, some professional speaker, they'll not go to that detail. They'll not describe in that detail that Lord Shiva cannot be captivated by external potency. It has to be Yogamaya. Any questions? Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, I have one question. Prabhuji, मोहिनी रूप जो अभी विष्णु भगवान जी ने को और देवताओं को दिखाया, वो मोहिनी रूप और जो अभी शिव जी को दिखा रहे हैं, is there difference?
It doesn't say it's the same feature, same form. So maybe it is different. This is different from Mohini Murti, looks like.
Okay. And another question, भगवान विष्णु से प्रार्थना कर रहे हैं मोहिनी रूप दिखाने के लिए, तो उस समय तो विष्णु का रूप है वो मोहिनी रूप है ऑलरेडी या वो चतुर्भुज रूप है?
नहीं, वो तो चतुर्भुज
रूप है. ओके.
Thank
you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Anta. Okay, so I guess we can stop. You all have a safe and wonderful day. Hare Krishna. Jai Shri Krishna.